So what do you call that basket on four wheels that you usually see at a grocery store? People might call it a buggy, shopping cart, or trolley. At least where I'm from, they call it either a buggy or a shopping cart. But when I usually go to the grocery store every Sunday, or at least I used to before coming here, it used to be a family matter. It used to be me, my brother, my sister, and my dad. And every time we're shopping, go in and out just like any other family does. Put up all the groceries in the car, and then just take it back to where it's supposed to be. While my brother at the time, while he was putting back the shopping cart, he would see shopping carts all over, and I used to be the same way as well. I used to be pushing the buggy or shopping cart down, but I was upgraded to the person that just stood there, looking at people put stuff in there, which was kind of nice. But we would see all these buggies around, just like, why won't people put these up? It's a simple task, a simple deed. It doesn't take that much effort. So that's what I believe. I believe that you should put your shopping cart up. The reason for this is, first of all, it disrespects the workers, or it's disrespectful to the workers, and it's a good deed, and it causes damage to other things. So nobody likes a grumpy worker, and you don't want to make a grumpy worker even have a worse mood by not putting up the shopping cart. For example, nobody throws trash on the ground, or at least you shouldn't, because they have somebody else to clean it. Because everybody's like, that's just disrespectful, that's rude. Well, this is the same premise here. Why would somebody leave a shopping cart for somebody else to pick up? And it causes a negative impact. So if one of those workers were putting up that buggy one day, maybe that was his final straw on either quitting his job or being rude to another customer. Maybe that was just him being done. So nobody wants to cause that in another worker as well, because most of us, or maybe none of us, had jobs, but we all don't want to be on that back end of the job, doing a hard day's work and then going to do something else because somebody couldn't do it. Now switching from negative to positive, it's always a good deed putting up your shopping cart. Small deeds, it pays it forward. Example is, what if somebody pays for your meal behind you? Then you want to do the same thing. You want to keep paying the meal. So it's just an endless cycle of good deeds that can then, go to other things. For example, maybe that worker saw that every shopping cart was put up and they got to go somewhere else and help somebody else out. It's also the butterfly effect. You're saving that person's time as well. So maybe, it's a rainy day one day and they have to put up all the shopping carts, and then they're over the train tracks and they didn't make it in time for their daughter's recital because they had to put up 15 shopping carts. And I hope nobody would want, them to miss any of that. But minor to the feelings, it could also cause property damage. Now, I don't know if most of y'all have cars, but I do, and you don't want a buggy ding in your car, or on your car at least. First, it's because of how people think of you before they even see you or see your car. They see you, then they see your car, they automatically think you're a bad driver. Or they see you, they see your car, just like, wow, what happened to your car? And it makes you even feel the worst. Second is money. Of course you want that buggy ding fixed, but either you're gonna make an insurance claim or you're gonna pay out of pocket. And that can get pretty expensive depending on the model you drive. So, all these from negative to positive, this all stems from one minor thing, which are buggies. So minor deeds, damage to property, are all things that stem from having a buggy or not putting up your buggy properly. 6,348 supermarkets in the United States alone. 200 to 300 shopping carts in these supermarkets, with 505 people coming in and out of each supermarket. Now imagine if 15 people a day didn't put up their buggy. How much time is wasted on them putting up those buggies? And again, it could lead to a butterfly effect where one might not, I don't want to say, one might not make it to their daughter's recital, or one I might make it in time for a job interview. So it could be a whole different, other factors. So I believe that all of this can be avoided by taking 15 seconds out of somebody else's, out of your personal day, and putting up your own buggy.